In this video, we will be looking at how to conduct user interviews. So, the first step here is to define your objectives. So, you start by defining your goals and topics and certain information that you are looking forward to gather. For example, in the case of the food ordering platform, we've mentioned that we want to focus on on streamlining the menu navigation and simplifying the ordering process. So this is one of your goals that you are looking forward to gain some insights on when you are interviewing your participants or users. The next is to fix the number of users that you're going to interview. So it's usually about 8 to 12, but you will be understanding when to stop taking any further user interviews. This is how you do it. So the moment you start realizing that you're listening to the same answers from users, so that is when you stop doing this process. And it's usually about 8 to 12. The next is to fix the duration of each interview. So you prepare the questions for your user interview in prior, and you do this based on a fixed duration. Let's say you want to take the interview for 15 to 20 minutes or an hour. So depending upon that, you start preparing your user interview questions. So this is the first step. Coming to the second step, which is to define your participants. So you define your participants based on their age group, let's say 18 to 35 years, the demographics, the language that they speak, the age, the gender, or the place that they come from, etc. And also based on certain behaviors. For example, here for the food platform, we thought of going with food enthusiasts, let's say. So we take them as our participants. The next is to prepare questions. So here you ensure that your questions are open ended, which means that the questions cannot be answered in a yes or no. This is because you want to understand your users, and a simple yes or no will not allow you to understand their behaviors. So the next is to ask some general questions. So when you're starting off by preparing some questions, make sure that you prepare some general questions like what their interests are, what their preferences are, etc. And then you make a list of questions in a logical order, but you must also be ready to ask impromptu questions. So, in case you find that a user talks about something else when you're asking them a particular question, so in order to understand why they've answered that question in a certain way, you'll have to make some questions there and then. The next is the objective here is to explore the participants' preferences, experiences, and opinions. So, this is all about preparing questions. The next is picking a location. So, it could be in person. So, this can usually happen when you are going for a contextual inquiry where you would have to follow the user while they are performing some activities. Or maybe you just try to take a user interview at a cafe or at a silent place in person. So that could be one option. The next could be over a phone call or maybe even a video conferencing call.